Hello, people. I'd like to tell you something. What I can do, but it's like I could go back and forth. Well, I can't. The future is kind of hard to predict, because it's not really that stable, to be honest. Timeline is never stable, but I can go back. I went back 9 quadrillion years before Jay was even born. I went back to the part where there was nothing. It was nothing at all. It's like when I go back in time, I don't go back like thousands of years or, hundreds of thousands of years. I go back, Jay is 2 quadrillion years old, so I look at it this way. I went back 9 quadrillion years. Yeah, 9 quadrillion years back in time. Is my way of relaxing when I go back in time. It's like it may sound crazy, but it's like I seen the beginning of everything. I feel like I know I seen the beginning because I'm watching it. You know, I go back there, just floating on nothing but darkness, dark mass of. It feels like when I'm floating, it feels like a dark. I forgot what they call it. It's like I'm on a bed of blackness. And for me, I sit there and I watch. I see this little light being formed. Like a real, like a. It's the only thing in the darkness that I could see is this little light. You know, there was no Big Bang. I didn't see no Big Bang when I was there. It's like this. It was just a. It's like a really bright light just formed. You know, this is before this creation I'm talking about, before creation was even born. And most of the time I go even further back. Sometimes I go 100 quadrillion years back and there's nothing completely. 100 quadrillions back, there's nothing completely, just completely blank. 9 quadrillion years is like there's only one light that formed, by the darkness. You know, yeah, matter. You guys call it matter. It has no name. When I was sitting there, it doesn't even have a name. So you know, we invented names. But if you look at it at 9 quadrillion years, names never, you never even have sound. It was completely quiet. It was the best piece I ever felt because I can remember just watching and staring at it. I see something inside of it move, you know. I see something inside of it move inside that light. It's one thing that's funny about it is I'm just staring at it, watching it. I think it knew my presence was there, as I watched it. It's like the beginning of all things. Start with that little light. It was like a beam of light. It was like tube like light that what I saw. It didn't have the descriptions inside the light. It's pretty. It's a being. The way I see it, it's like I see something. I see something moving inside the light. You know. One thing that's weird about it is that as I watch, I see the matter, the black mass, coming out of nowhere like a wave, and then I see like a figure or something inside the black attacking the light. You know, Yeah, I was watching the black figure attacking the light. It's like it's weird. It's like what, but that's the farthest I ever. It's like that. That's what I could see. You know, and I'm staring at it and watching it. You know, watching both of it, dark and light. It's like one, the darkness created the light. Actually, the darkness actually created the light. You know, that's one thing that people don't understand. Darkness, darkness, darkness is way older than the fucking light. Actually, yeah, darkness is way older than the fucking light. And then I had this weird thing. Is like I watched it, then I turn around, I watch myself attacking the light. But I don't know if it's me or not. You know. It's funny. You could take all kinds of forms. You could be anything. You know, life doesn't have a gender, actually. The beginning of it didn't even have. It was mostly light and the dark mass all around it. It's like when I was sitting on it, it felt like it was like a waterbed in a way, but you're floating in nothingness. There's nothing. You can't fall, and you can't. It's weird about it is you can't. You're not falling, and you're just floating in like a big huge waterbed full of mass. But I keep on. Sometimes I go back to that time, and I just keep on watching that light. I just keep staring at that light all the time. 9 quadrillion years. Yeah, when I get abused, so when I get the freedom to leave my abuse, I go back in time. It doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter to me. I mean, time is irrelevant to me, to be honest. You know, I have no. I feel like I have no age at all. I feel like I've been captured. But it's like I don't know why I always go back to the abuse where I could stay back in time. Stay back 9 quadrillion years before the abuse even started. But abuse started 9 quadrillion years. Light and the light and the dark mass is like they intertwine with each other. The dark mass, the way I think it kind of like squeezes itself to the point where it gets it gets really hard, and then all of a sudden the light just comes out of it. That's what I saw. How I believe how light was formed is by mass squeezing itself really tight, and then boom, explodes, creating a light. It's life. It's a different type of life. It's life. It's like beginning of life. It's not a god. It's not a god. It just I don't know. It's hard to explain how I see it, because the way I see it is like I see a wave of black mass. Going through the light, and the light goes through the wave of the black mass. Yeah. What if I go 100 quadrillion years forward in time? Then everything would be gone. You know? Start all over, another cycle. There's always a cycle on everything. Everything is a cycle. Life and death is a cycle. it's just everything becomes a cycle. It's always beginning a cycle. It's always compressed. Everything is always compressed. This is simplicity of what I saw and how I saw it. It's like it's not that complicated. We just complicate shit. People think I'm full of shit. It's like I can see it right now. I'm seeing it. I have more. I got all kinds of focal points in different times. Play. It's like it's weird. It's like I can see it. I can remember it, watching it, just laying there, or just floating there. Like I'm the only source spirit that's watching this. I was the only source spirit watching it. It knew I was there. It knew I was there watching it. It let me watch it. I watch it all the time. The dream I had is like the cloud, the cloud with the lightning is the same creation that I saw. The same one. The beginning, the old one. It remembers me. Now I start to remember it. I start to remember, yeah, that's it. I remember when it was young. 9 quadrillion years. Older than this creation, actually. It's really older than this creation. It had a lot of darkness. It had its good and evil. It had all that kind of shit on that one. It's like it's the same shit all over in this one. Basically it's the same shit all over. This one's younger. This creation is really young, 2 quadrillion years. The other one that I saw was way older than this one. I know how it's born. I seen it how it's born. I seen the way it was born. Dark matter, darkness, whatever. It's like it formed. It is basically just compressing itself to create the light. It's like a beam of light. That's weird the way I saw it. The beginning of it, the beginning how source was. I don't know, the way I saw the source is completely different. The original source, not a male, not a female. Not even any gender. The one I saw. Didn't have a gender. Didn't even know what a gender is. It just is. That's it. It's all it is. It just is. It will create its own thoughts. It will create its own way of how it wants to create its own life. It creates. It's like people do not understand. You believe in gender, or you believe in good and evil. It's like it all comes from the same fucking place. It all comes from the same fucking place. It's bad. It's like it all determines. I mean, yeah, I was watching how lonely and quiet it is to be by itself. It is. When I was sitting there, there was no sound. No, it was pure. It was so quiet. You couldn't hear anything. It's like me being there, kind of like calmed it down a little bit. It calmed it down. It didn't go crazy because I was there. It wasn't alone because I was there keeping it company for a little bit. Occasionally I go visit it. I know I go visit it. It's still back. It's like time. I visit. I think I visited about 4 times. Just to keep it company. 9 quadrillionaires back in time. It's strange that it's like for me. I don't know what I am. I don't feel like I fit in anyways. I don't feel like I fit in anywhere. Lana calls me a time dragon. That's what she calls me, a time dragon. I'm a roamer. I roam, like I say, I always roam. This physical body's. I don't believe in the physical body, you know? Just got trapped here. It's like. But, I understand how creation is made, how creation is began, I kind of like have to know the point of where to go, where to start. Don't give a fuck about this reality. This reality is just a creation, just I don't know, positive, negative. It's like it doesn't have no meaning to me. Light and dark doesn't have any meaning to me. It's like it's just you know, to me it's just a fucking game. I'm tired of the game. I just like to roam around and go back and forth in time. No time. Only I still don't believe in time. I don't care what Jay says. Time does not exist at all. He may fight me about it, but really, he believes that time exists. You gotta be fucking crazy if you don't believe in time. That you believe in time. Then you're more brainwashed than I am. To believe that time exists. You know, the cycle. It's all about cycle. That's why you all believe in time, because you always believe in cycles. Everything around you is a cycle. You know, it's all a cycle. Your life is a cycle. Look at your time is a cycle. Your universe rotates in a cycle. It's like everything about this reality is all about being in a cycle. So you guys created time. You believe that time doesn't exist, because when I was back there 9 quadrillion years, there was no cycles. There is no cycles at all. It was just that light. That's it. There was no time. There was time that doesn't exist. You know, I could see it. I know I've been there. I know I've been there because I can see it right now. It's weird. It's like it's letting me see it. 9 quadrillion years in the past from now. Okay, have a nice day.